Alright guys, there is serious panic right now in ASOROCK as some US leaders now are vesting support for Biafrans. Nigerian government never thought this is coming. This just came like so soon. They never knew that this will actually happen. I will show you the video. This video you are about to watch, you will see where they are talking about the genocide in the southeast, and also letting the Nigerian government understand that self-determination is not a crime. That is never a crime, even in Nigerian law and international law. You understand? They talked about the intimidations going on in the southeast region. I've said this thing time without number. If Nigerian government do not want the Igbos to go, why can't you just give them the privileges we are giving to other regions? You say, no, they cannot come close to the power, and at the same time, you don't want to let them go. You don't still want to listen to what they are saying. You understand? They are saying something. The governments of Nigeria do not want to listen. Anyway, guys, let me just show you this video so that you will understand what is happening right now, because story now they change as it is currently.
They are not yet ready for independence because they have not taken the basic steps to form a unitary government that can step into the vacuum on day one and lead their people. That is something that the Biafrans have, a mistake the Biafrans have not made. What I see, Tin, absolutely and completely admirable. You are not simply symbolically declaring independence. You are setting in motion a government which can take over all functions of the government. Now, some people may complain that Biafra now has its own army, and they may say that is a terrorist action. They are wrong. It is the job of any government to monopolize the use of force within its territory. The Nigerian army is the occupying army right now. Its job is not to monopolize the use of force within Biafra, because they have shown when they use force, they use it not for security, but to perpetrate insecurity. They use it to murder, they use it to rape, they use it to charter buses, to bring in militias, so that naive people may believe that they have nothing to do with what is going on in the region. Now, I'm a historian by training, which means I get paid to predict the past. Also, speaking of pay, let me be clear. I am receiving nothing for my advocacy for Biafra. I have been offered nothing, I have demanded nothing, and I am receiving nothing. Nor would it even be legal for me to accept money from anyone. I am speaking only as an analyst and only as someone who wants to further liberty. Now, I ask as a historian, where has it worked to force the victims of genocide together with their perpetrators? Where in history has that ever worked? Aggressors must understand that if they turn to genocide, they will always lose. The fact of the matter is, Nigeria lost Biafra in 1967. They may have won the war temporarily, but they permanently lost Biafra. The decisions they made 57 years ago forfeited any rights they have to control, to occupy, to speak on behalf of the people of Biafra. Let me conclude by saying, as an analyst again, I don't think the United States will be the first country to recognize Biafra. But I pray that it won't be the third country either. Biafra to move from Finland and to lobby vociferously, night and day, in order to ensure that the African Union recognizes that Biafra is already more organized, already more capable of statehood, already will have a higher standard of living, already will be at peace with itself and its neighbors more than many other African countries. And therefore, it will be a boon to Africa, a boon to the African Union, a boon to the spread of democracy in the region, an anchor for stability in the region, in an area that is increasingly unstable, especially as people come from the north in order to destabilize. So let me conclude by saying with my...
So guys, you've all heard it now. The truth is that the whole world is seeing what is happening in Nigeria. The way the Southeasterners are being treated. The whole world is seeing everything. You get. Even if we understand, say, corruption and all that, they are seeing what is happening. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to do anything, and you think that taking Nigerian soldiers to the southeast to shut them down will eventually shut them. They don't know that by doing so, they are just giving them, more energy to agitate, to speak. Since Mazen Kanu, was kidnapped in Kenya, did it stop them? Did it stop anybody for declaring, Biafra nation? Since Simon Ekpa is now with the Finland government, did it stop any of them? Make una just still listen to what the Nigerian pastor talk.
Then everybody want to become president. But how many of them carry the light for Nigeria? And those that carry the light for Nigeria, I'm sorry to say it, the electorate might not want even to elect them. Why? Because they don't see the light. They see money. And money is a deception that cannot make us pick true leaders. Why sell your votes, whether you are a delegate or a electorate? Why sell your vote for peanut to a man that will slave you for the next 4 years? The problem of Nigeria is not a problem of that we don't know truth. We know truth, but we like to walk in darkness rather than truth. When we are talking about the unity of this country, which is not non-negotiable, yes, but what is the problem? How do you enter into a marriage and then you enter into an agreement and one side of the region is suffering and you don't allow them to produce president? Then you are complaining about their agitation. Why will they not agitate? The Igbo have been so, the Igbo race or the Southeast have been so deprived. You cannot be talking about one Nigeria when every time you want to pick a president, you say the Igbo man is not qualified. And then you want them to be in the marriage. This is the problem of the Biafra agitation. If you cannot solve that problem, you will still have more in Kanu agitating. That is the reason you cannot be preaching love and unity and be practicing the opposite. This is the major problem of Nigeria. Why will the Southwest, Yoruba man, continue to be in power? Why will the North continue to be in power? Then the major language, you are not telling them you don't trust them. If you don't trust them, why are you keeping them? Leave them, let them come. I don't care how many of them are coming, whether they are in unity or not in unity. Give them the opportunity to prove themselves. The politics will go to the highest bidder. It has become a democracy which is called moneytocracy. It is about the one who have the money. And I don't blame them. The church will fold our hands and we say, no, politics is a dirty game. All we are doing is to intercede. This is the problem. You will intercede and chop intercession when it is time. Those who are power brokers will enter there, go into primaries, join a political party. This is the problem of the church. Who is for blind? The church. Too spiritual. Politics is not only spirituality. You have to join the game. You have to belong to a political party. You have to follow and become a delegate. How many Christians do we have as delegates in most political parties? How do we influence? This thing is not of prayer alone. We have been praying. If prayer can change Nigeria, the intercessors in Nigeria would have changed everything. The problem we have prayer warriors without strategies. Every regime has its own achievement. For me, speaking my mind as a citizen of this country, not as a pastor, we are so divided now. There's really a tiny line between unity and hatred or disunity. We want to pray for the unity of this country. We want to pray for the leader of the day